Hey you guys, it's Britt, and I am here to react to a new Katie Joy Get Ready With Me. I was curious to see if her techniques have changed at all. We're going to see if they have, and when I first saw this video, the like to dislike ratio was on. It was very poorly rated. When I first saw the video, the comments were on. Now the comments are off. Are we surprised? No, but if you're interested in hearing my thoughts, please keep watching. Alright you guys, so this video is not going to be me trying her techniques like I've done in another video. I think we saw how the end result of that video went. They just weren't the best techniques in my personal opinion compared to the way that I like to wear my makeup. I didn't feel like it helped any of my features out. I don't think that anything was really life-changing or beauty routine changing, so we're not going to go down that road again. I am curious to see what she has to say in this video. I've watched a little bit of it, but I hit pause, saved it to my watch later, and we're here now to react to it. And if you are someone who's a fan of Katie Joy and you are coming over here to say that I am bullying or being mean, I would suggest that you revisit what bullying and being mean really is. And if you're supporting someone like Katie, then you should have a good idea of what those two terms mean. But if you're interested, let's get into it.
I'm sorry I was a little bit late. I was trying to finish my eyebrows, and it would have been a big hot mess if I was trying to put my makeup on and also do my eyebrows. My eyebrows are like my biggest thing. So welcome. I'm sorry I haven't been on this channel for a hot minute. And I was just thinking, a bunch of you guys had said, Katie, we haven't done a Get Ready With Me lately. And so since my other channel is, I'm trying to keep everything personal off of there, we're going to just come back over here.
Are people really asking her for Get Ready With Me? Maybe they are. But I do want to talk for a quick second because she was inactive on this channel for a long period of time. And she has memberships turned on this channel. If I was someone who paid a member fee for a channel that went inactive for anything longer than 2 weeks, I would not be paying a membership to that YouTuber. And I think that it's absolutely ridiculous that it's not addressed. Those fees should have been refunded. She should have turned the membership eligibility off of this channel. And I just think that it's another example of being extremely unfair and very disrespectful to your subscribers, especially considering the economic climate that we're in right now. Just the fact that someone wants to pay for a membership to your channel is beyond what you should ever expect from any of your subscribers. So that really bothered me, just the fact that she kind of went MIA and then people's memberships were still turned on to this channel when they were not getting any content and nothing but a bunch of fucking shenanigans over on her social media and on her main channel.
For all of that. So, I am ready this morning. How is everyone? I hope everyone's having a good day. It's been one of those weeks. Okay.
It's been one of those weeks because you put yourself in this predicament. Just saying, we all have those weeks. I've certainly had those weeks as well. But when you create the shitstorm that you're in the middle of and then continue to act so self-righteous and acting like there are going to be truths being told when you file your, file your motion and stuff, and then we're all sitting here like, huh? It's been a week, but it's nobody's fault but your own.
Recently, you guys, let me find it. I got 2 new palettes, which I've been having fun with. One is this. It's Natasha Denona. I got this for my birthday. Has a lot of really, really fun colors. I love greens on my eyes because I have really dark brown eyes, and green and dark brown
Hold the phone. Did she just say she likes green on her eyes? Did I hear that right? Let's watch it again.
Has a lot of really, really fun colors. I love greens on my eyes because I have really dark brown eyes.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to not do this during the entire video, but let's remember when she ridiculed Jill for wearing green and using a green eyeliner and had so many different things to say, and now all of a sudden she likes green. Katie saw my video that I made about her picking on Jill, and I'm gonna be interested to see, did she look at that video and say to herself, wow, I really look like a jackass in this video? Or is she gonna ignore it? My bet is on the fact that she's gonna ignore it, but it's comical for anyone who saw that video that she did on Jill to now be watching this, and all of a sudden she likes green on her eyes.
Go super good together, and then it just has a lot of like good neutrals in there. Then I recently got this palette, which is the Biba palette by Natasha. So I recently just started getting into her palettes, and I am loving them. They have a really good color.
In my personal opinion, Natasha Denona eyeshadows are overpriced junk. I don't think that they are worth it. But these palettes that she's talking about are very expensive. So that palette that she is showing is $239. That is super dumb, first of all, to spend that much money on an eyeshadow palette, in my personal opinion. Second of all, the other one is, I think, $129. Yeah, it's $129. Don't ever spend that much money on an eyeshadow palette. Like, I'm telling you guys, no eyeshadow palette is worth over $100, especially the one for $239. That's ridiculous, and I think that it just goes to show that here you are coming back on a channel that you've been MIA from, collecting people's memberships, and now you're popping up with overpriced junk eyeshadow palettes, and you have zero self-awareness that people are here in this chat that have been paying you membership fees when that money should have been going to their electric bill, their car payment, their gas, their groceries. Instead, they are holding out for you, who is being a shitty creator, in my opinion. I realize that I have a different set of values than Katie does, but I would feel like an absolute asshole if I opened, let's just say on my channel, I have the ability to open up memberships. I'm not going to do it because I can't give you guys anything that would be worth a membership fee right now. I just want to put out consistent, good content for you guys. But that would be like me opening up memberships and then all of a sudden disappearing for 2 or 3 months. But I would just feel absolutely terrible. And then can you imagine if I had my comeback and I come up with a, I don't know, like a $300 makeup haul? Like, that is so tone deaf and gross.
They blend really nicely. You don't have to use a lot. They have really good pigment. They're expensive, but if you can afford it, they're worth it. My other, I have another palette by Natasha that I use a lot as well, and that's this one, which is the Glam, which is a smaller palette. So these ones are actually pretty big. The pans are nice and big, so there's lots. They're expensive, but you get a lot for your money. So yesterday I was wearing this one. 2 days ago I was wearing this one. This is actually palette 28. This one's pretty spendy, but again, it was a birthday present. So I'm gonna do this one today, and I'm gonna just do a neutral look, I think. Nothing too crazy. And you just got the Naked 3 one. Is that by Natasha? I love the Biba. Yes. And then I got these by her as well, which are like a liquid chrome. We got these right on her website.
Those liquid chromes are junk from Natasha Denona. I don't like a lot of Natasha Denona stuff that I've at least gotten to play with in person. Those liquid chromes, I have seen horrible reviews on YouTube and Instagram about them. And they're super expensive, just liquid, kind of glittery sort of vibe. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Natasha Denona.
They are like a liquid that you put on top of your lid, and they give it a really nice shimmer. So I've been loving this lighter color to go right on top for a good color. I love nude colors as well, Susan. All right.
Those are so poorly reviewed that they're actually on sale online right now.
I saw a lot of you guys were saying you like the Biba palette. I just wore that one yesterday. Okay. Grace says hi from next door. Hello, Grace. All right. So I'm going to do probably something pretty basic here. All right. Oh, I need to prime my eyes. So before I put on my eyeliner, or before I put on any makeup ever, I always do this, which is Stay Don't Stray. It's a liquid primer by Benefit for your eyes, and it really helps hold the color.
So now she uses an eyeshadow primer. She used to use concealer. Whatever is your personal preference. That eyeshadow primer is way more expensive than what anyone needs to spend on eyeshadow primer. If you want a good eyeshadow primer, go to the drugstore and get the Milani Cosmetics shadow primer. It's around $7 and it's amazing.
Color. And I am a makeup after my I'm a foundation after my makeup, kind of after my eyes kind of thing.
Okay, so lots of changes here. This is interesting. So now she does her eye makeup first, then she wants to do her foundation. In the other video that she did that was not even a year ago, she was doing her foundation first, then her eyes, then her concealer, covering up the fallout with concealer, which is a horrible idea. So I don't know, maybe some good changes are happening here.
The one thing about these Natasha palettes is there is a bit of fallout. So if that's why I do this after, like I do my foundation after, because I'll get a little bit of fallout on my face.
And you don't just cover fallout with concealer. You need to properly cleanse the skin. If you do have fallout, you can't just go over top of it with concealer and expect it to look good.
All right. So I use this brush for my crease. It's Sephora Pro Crease 24. And I'm going to start with this color right here. Pretty simple. And by the way, I'm not a makeup artist, so I'm just having fun.
She's not a makeup artist. She's only having fun. So what does that mean for all of the really informative comments that you had to make and all of the really harsh criticisms that you had for someone who isn't a makeup artist? This is so tone deaf for her to say this. You're not a makeup artist, so why in the hell are you tearing someone down? It's one thing to watch a video, give some criticisms, but we all know that that wasn't what she did in that video where she literally ripped Jill a new one.
We haven't done one of these in a while. My hair is getting long, yes. I still have a lot of layers. It's still at a very awkward length right now. I have a lot of layers that are shorter than the other ones. So I'm doing my best right now to try.
Why is she licking her Q-tips? That is so disgusting. Please don't lick your Q-tips. Anyone watching this video, I would hope that you would know that. Licking your Q-tip and then using it on your skin or on your eye is disgusting. Your mouth is full of germs. According to her rules of mistakes by beauty gurus, or whatever the fuck that was called, she wanted to get on her soapbox and tell everyone the mistakes that beauty gurus make and how dirty your mouth is, but she's still licking Q-tips.
That I haven't had a haircut in quite a while. Thank you for becoming a member, Beth. I appreciate it. So obviously what I like about these is that you can tell that like it's actually a pretty dark color. Even though it looks really light in the pan, which is this one right here, you can tell like it's kind of dark over here. So I like that. Yes, Bree likes makeup. Actually, Bree sent me a couple melt palettes. But I like to always start with the lighter color. I'm always just amazed at how pigmented the Natasha palettes are. Once I started using one of the Natasha palettes, SMN says, I wish I knew how to do palettes. You know, I will say that
she gets so distracted by the chat. It is so distracting. If I was actually wanting to watch this as a get ready with me style video, I wouldn't be able to make it through the video because she gets so distracted and caught up in what's going on in the chat. If that's something that you get caught up in, then maybe you should not watch the chat and just allow your mods to moderate the chat. Do the get ready with me, focus on what you have to say, don't look at the chat, and then after you get through the get ready with me portion, then go into the chat and you can talk to people and answer questions if you're not able to do both without it being this distracting.
One second.
Now she's sitting there writing a fucking email or doing something. This is a mess. But it's funny because in the chat someone said, are you licking the brushes though? I hear Jessie Bear highly recommends it.
Is the pigments. So once I started using Natasha's palettes, I've had a hard time going back to other palettes just because like I'd been using Too Faced for a while, but the Too Faced palettes, I felt like I had to spend so much time just building up the color. And with Natasha's, I feel sometimes I just want to do a quick look without having to worry about it. All right. Yeah, and so with palettes, a lot of times, like if you are not a palette person and you don't know a lot about palettes, most of the people that make them have tutorials.
And she just blew on her palette. Wasn't that also a rule of hers that people should never make?
Most of her palettes and different looks that you can use. So
I cannot stand knowing that she acted so self-righteous, and here she is blowing on her fucking makeup, blowing on the brushes, licking the Q-tips, and she's the one that wants to put the fucking rules out there. Okay.
Now that I've done this color, I'm just going to build on top of it with this top brown to deepen the crease.
The one thing that I've noticed, and this is a critique, this is not me being mean or rude. When she does her eye makeup, she consistently starts in the middle of her crease instead of starting on the outer edge, so that most of the color would be deposited on the outer edge and then blended in. I noticed that she starts like somewhere over here. Instead of it going from darker and having a gradient effect, her crease is just like all dark, because she starts here and then she adds some over here, and there's no method to her madness.
All right. So now I'm going to get my blending brush, which is right here, and just kind of buff it out. Diffuse.
If she cannot stop pulling on her eye, you guys, I hope that none of you pull on your eyes like this one does, because it is absolutely terrible. And not to mention, I do my best to not touch my face a lot, especially with everything going on in the world right now. I am extra alert of, even like resting my hand like this or just touching my face. I try to not do it. But on top of it, to pull on your skin every single time you want to work on your eye makeup, I could only imagine how many premature wrinkles she has because of pulling on her eyes. Someone in the chat said, don't forget to lick the brush, Katie.
And then on the brow line, some people don't like to put brow colors on, but I like to use like just a highlight. Don't forget to lick the brush, I know. I'm just going to use this buff down here, which is, she doesn't have any colors listed for this one. But I just like to put that up at my brow. I am going to lick this though. There we go.
That matte eyeshadow for the brow bone, I know a lot of people like having a matte color under their brow bone. I prefer to take whatever highlighter I'm using on my face that day, and I just take it very lightly and use that as my brow bone highlight. But I know that some people use mattes, and whatever floats your boat. But I'm saying that to say, if you don't want to worry about having an eyeshadow that is not too light, not too, whatever in undertone, then you can always just use whatever highlighter you're using on your face and sweep it under your brow bone.
Some people will do like pencils or waxes underneath their eyes with their brows, but not me. All right. Yeah, memberships don't transfer from channel to channel.
Then why are you offering fucking people memberships for a channel that you're not even giving any attention to? I would be pissed off if I had given her a membership and then she went MIA and she's just over here, causing her own dumpster fires and shit on the sideline.
I know I had a bunch of members over here, and I let people know that if they needed to cancel their membership over here, it wasn't a big deal.
Oh, you gave people the permission to not be a member? That was so nice.
Because at the time I wasn't going to be spending as much time over here, but I obviously want to keep my one channel completely normal.
Normal content on her main channel. This channel will be Get Ready With Me. But Is normal content consistently talking about drama and being bitchy towards people and just creating a really toxic community? Maybe that is normal to her. I don't know.
I am going to use my flat brush for these. Now these are like shimmers, and so with the shimmers I like to use like a flatter brush. Some people apply it with their fingers, but I don't apply with my fingers.
Reminder, there's nothing wrong with using your fingers in your own eyeshadows or your own whatever products, as long as you're not using those products on a client or allowing your friends or family to use the same makeup. There is nothing wrong with using your fingers. In fact, your fingers will 95% of the time work much better than any brush will, especially if you're dealing with really shimmery or glittery eyeshadows.
I licked a Q-tip to get something off of my eye. I did not lick a brush. All right, so I'm going to use You were waiting for me to lick the Q-tip again? Yeah, no. It was, I had some, I use a brow setter to lay them down. And there was a little bit of like extra setter that was just like laying right there. So, sorry. And it wasn't coming off when I was trying to pick it off. It was just like laying right on top of there. But no. I know, so many choices. I don't know where to start. I was going to do a color over here, but I want to do something super neutral and super easy today. So I'm just going to use this color over here. And I'm just going to put this on my center third of my lid. You want me to lick? Yeah, I'm not going to lick brushes. I try not even to use my fingers. I actually just, Huda Beauty makes like a...
So she won't lick brushes, won't use her fingers, but will lick a Q-tip and put it in her eye. And then wonder about someone using their eyeliner on themselves and how many eye infections they get. Her logic is, wow.
A brush that will help you apply the shimmers better. It has like a flat, it's just like a flat sponge. And I actually just bought that from Sephora and it's coming in the mail. So hopefully that'll come soon. I saw her using it and Kiki, the finger I did was literally to pick something off. I haven't used fingers to apply any of my makeup. All right. And let's see.
She contradicts herself more than Jeffree Star does most of the time. What's the point? Why can't you use your finger in your own eyeshadow palette, but you can blow your nasty saliva all over it? What's the difference?
I'm not sure, Kiki. It was really literally up there on a Q-tip. In terms of like no saliva on here. or on your makeup. Okay, I'm gonna focus on the good stuff here. So anyways, I'm going to use this darker.
And you know, this person in the chat is like kind of asking some questions or whatever. And of course, people who are Katie Joy stans are calling this person a hater. This is, her stans are just as bad as she is. And I recognize some of these usernames as people who have left me the most disgusting, hateful comments I've ever seen in my life.
Color out here to do the half, the second third, or the outer third. I will be using this channel more. Yes, Shelly. My other channel is too big to do stuff like this, and it's just, if I do anything personal, my subs that are there for like the Duggar content, they're not interested.
So you have to keep the videos separate. Who cares if the people that are there for the Duggars don't watch one of your videos? I don't understand why that's such a big deal.
So I have to keep them separate now. I tried to do them together for like a long time, but as that channel has grown, the wider subscriber count, they just want like the Duggar stuff or the fundy content. They don't want this.
The fundy content, aka tearing down people who have different religious beliefs than you. And I'm all for people having many different conversations based on religion. But we know that that's not how Katie delivers her content. She delivers it in the method of mocking people.
Kind of stuff. So I'm trying to just do both. Yeah, I like having a second, more personal channel for sure. Hi, Amy G. So, you know, I was talking about how you get like a lot of like smudgy fallout. That's what I was saying. Like some of these are super smudgy. I'm going to put, I'm just doing it underneath my line right now. I'm going to do a complete conceal underneath it to cover some of it up.
Putting a concealer over a dark eyeshadow is going to create nothing but a muddy mess.
All right. You've made me want to buy more makeup. So I love doing like a smoky eye.
She needs to not watch the chat when she does these videos. This is so painful to watch.
Now that I have this stuff done on the outer, so that thing that I told you that is like the the
Since she already laid that shimmer down, in my opinion, it seems sort of redundant to go over it with this liquid product. If I was going to use the liquid product, then I wouldn't have put that light shimmer down in the first place, because now you're just adding more products on top of more products. You could have just used the liquid and blended that out and allowed that to be your shimmer instead of putting down a shimmer, blending it, putting the liquid on top. But that's just my style.
Liquid chrome. I'm gonna do this on top, right here. I have to go to a different palette. I like to do like a light color in the corner. Can you tell I've used this one a lot? This is probably one of my favorites. So for my corners, I use a very
Blowing on the palette again.
fine thing, and I'm just going to use this, like, it's like a silver. I do have to wear more makeup on camera than I wear in my normal life. Yes, to be seen.
If that is what people want to wear, fine. But I do think that she takes her eye makeup looks and overly complicates them. And a lot of the steps could be completely avoided. Oh, this is so fucking distracting.
You like the gold shimmers? Yes, gold on dark brown eyes is definitely fun. All right.
And she's pulling on her eyes again.
You haven't worn makeup since February? Oh, you guys, I feel like all I wear is makeup. All right, so I'm just gonna do my eyeliner now. I use the roller liner by Benefit. NARS Creamy Radiant Cream to just cover.
In my opinion, she abuses concealer. She goes way overboard every single time with her concealer. If she would properly cleanse the skin to get rid of the fallout and that mess that the eyeshadow made, she could use a third of the amount of concealer and just focus it on the inner corner and then blend it out. You don't have to apply it from here to here in order to get a good amount of coverage. This is a heavier coverage concealer anyway, and the fact that she is loading it on, in my opinion, it could be avoided if she would properly cleanse the skin, go in with a small amount, and actually focus on blending it out from the inside out.
The over amount of stuff that kind of fell out there. Have I ever had bangs? When I was little, but I had bleached hair for a while and I lost a lot of it. It broke off from just processing and then from some stress. And so whew. Now I'm going to let it set in according to Rebecca. So now I'm going to do the setting spray is dry. Foundation. This is the blush I use. It's a Trio by Anastasia. And I actually don't use highlighter, so I bought a highlighter for the first time, which is coming in the mail. I've never used highlighter on my cheeks or anything like that, but. And I just bought some false eyelashes. I've never used false eyelashes. I thought I'd try them. Rebecca says it's how she...
Well, 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 look who's using blush now. Isn't that a funny thing? I'm like, who doesn't like blush? I realize that some people don't, but blush completely changes the way that my complexion looks once I'm towards the end of it. I live for blush. Someone in the chat said Tati does it so much better. She's still packing on like literally, you know, half the canister of powder. You guys, powder is so unnecessary for most people unless you are an oily skin type where you see oil coming out from behind your foundation during the day, or if the oil is breaking up your foundation throughout the day, then yes, some powder could help you out. But for most people, they don't need to pack powder on top of their face. And it's funny because she wanted to talk about baking and all of this kind of stuff. She's essentially baking. She's just doing it with a fucking powder, and instead of letting it sit, she's just, you know, packing it all over with a brush and blending it in.
I just use a translucent powder.
And did she put powder over her blush and her bronzer? It should have, in my opinion, it should have gone powder, bronzer, blush, and then a highlighter if you wear highlighter.
Again, you guys. I never use setting spray. I'm just going to use it because Rebecca said to use it.
What's so funny? She sprayed it in her mouth.
I don't know who. I've never used fake lashes, so it'll be interesting.
Okay, so all she does for the end of this video is curls her lashes, puts her mascara on. Let's see if she does anything else. So you don't put anything on your lips? Not even like a lip balm? I don't know. To me, that would just feel odd to not have anything on my lips. And I'm the type of girl, I will have a full face of makeup on and a lip balm, and I'm good with that. But then you got like the foundation on your lips and it just looks all crazy. I have to have something on my lips. So anyway, you know, I would say a couple of her techniques have changed, but for the most part, she still is breaking her own rules. And I would say that's fine. There are no rules to makeup. We all know that. But if you're going to get up on your channel and set forth these rules and ridicule other people for the way that they do their makeup, then maybe you should take some of your own advice and at least not do those things that you're tearing down other people for doing and saying this is wrong, but I'm doing it. So it seems kind of silly, but I wanted to give my thoughts on this video. So leave yours down below. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.